Are you satisfied? Happy? Miserable? Are you looking for love in all the wrong places? It's time for the Michelle Hughes Show, where we keep it real. Tune in daily and join our controversial topics as we talk about singles, sex, and men and women's issues. And now, the queen of relationships on the Michelle Hughes Show, always keeping it real. Your host, Michelle Hughes.
So discarded and beaten up. Yeah, that's the topic for us tonight. Oh yeah. I was listening to some talk shows today, and everyone's talking about Ray Rice and some of the things that has taken place since he was fired from his job. And I've gotten some emails. We're going to read some emails today, or at least one email I'm going to read today, because this is not going away, people. It's not going away. Abuse is here. It has been here. That's why we're going to deal with those combative relationships. Oh, yes. I found that verbal abuse is just as bad as physical abuse. Yes, it is. And so you can't just think, oh, it's going away. It might go away for a moment, but it's still here, and someone's being affected each and every day of our life. And that's why if we don't begin to challenge our friends, our neighbors, to understand that they don't have to stay in an abusive relationship, or because many times these people, they become very vicious and they don't know when to stop. And so what people don't understand is that abuse, it begins to tear at your self-esteem. The people will begin to believe that this person is, what they're feeding them, it truly is them. It's me. I'm this person. I'm this, the person will start saying negative things to them, like, you're ugly, you're fat, you're lazy, you are worthless, or you can't do anything right. And many singles are receiving abuse from their partners on a daily basis. And they are believing this person loves them. They have brought into their lives. And I was, looking in my book, The Secret's Out, The Pain of Conditional Love. And the reason why I put conditional love, because that's what my cousin was going through. It wasn't unconditional love, it was conditional love. And the Forged by Dolores Marmons. And in my book, it talks about relationships emerge out of many levels of thinking. And I'm going to give you some of the things, some of the examples. It's like 26 of them, that sometimes the reason why we find ourselves in relationships, number one is she's cute. or she's fine. 2, they make good money. 3, what a great body or shape. 4, beautiful hair. Oh, I love that ball. 5, he or she is an intellectual. 6, they are educated. 7, he or she is very spiritual. Or 8, he or she goes to church. 9, he or she is very affectionate. Or 10, they have a wonderful smile or voice. And these are some of the things that we find ourselves being attracted, by that shape, by that muscular body, that voice, that voice that sounds just right. Or that person's in church and you see them, praising the Lord in church. But when they get out of church, that's when you have to see really what type of person this person truly is. Because people are one way when they're one place, and they're another way when they are one-on-one with you. And that's what we are finding out, that many of you are going through pure hell. Pure hell. Yes, you are. And it's not fair that you have to experience someone's hatred for themselves, and now they want to spew it out on you and make you feel like you deserve this treatment. Yeah, this is your dessert because of how they feel about themselves. And so now they begin to lash out at the person day in and day out. If you're with them, as soon as they get with you, they start saying negative things to you, not the positive things that drew you to them. They begin to just always think about the negative things that they are receiving, they feel in their mind from you. But I'm going to go on and talk about the last 10. 11 says, what a sense of humor. 12, he or she is very loving. Isn't that great? If we could really start understanding how we get with people. A lot of times we're laughing, we're joyful, we're loving towards that person. Why is it that things change as the relationship progress? You know why. Because now you're getting to know that person. And this is what abusive people don't want you to do. And if you're not careful, they'll do like my cousin. They'll want you to marry them real fast, or end a relationship real quick, and start the intimacy real fast, so that you won't see what's underneath that person's real personality. And so you don't want to get caught up in the hype, and then because of how they look on the outside. No, you just don't get caught up in that hype. I'm telling you. Number 13 is great skin tones. 14, perfect skin color. 15, they are very mature. 16, they have a lot of wisdom. And see, that's what you want to really understand. Is that person really, is he a wise person? Is she a wise person? What's her spiritual level? Is she a person who speaks the truth? Is she vicious? There's some vicious women too. They'll do anything they can to keep up confusion in your life. There are people who are very territorial. And what I mean by territorial, they want you to themselves. They want everybody around them. They don't want to share you with anyone else and just them. And when you get with a territorial person, they keep up a lot of confusion. They always want to dominate. They have to be in control. And so these are some of the things that you have to figure out what you are getting into, singles, before you find yourself committing yourself to that individual. Before you get to that point, start evaluating what you're getting yourself into. And then we can, again, stay out the bed and get to know the individual. We'll find ourselves maybe in better relationships. Well, let's go on. Number 17, they love children. 18, he or she is very family-oriented. Now, see, that's a good thing if they're family oriented, especially if you want children. You want a person who loves children. There are people, they get the abusive person. They really don't love their children. They abuse the kids. They beat the kids up when they have them. I mean, it's terrible. And so you don't want a man who really is family oriented. 19 is they are a hard worker. Yes, you want a hard worker. You want a person who will take care of their family. And they understand their responsibility as that leader. And today it takes two people to make a household work. And so, many times women are working today. So that's a good thing too. Okay. Number 20 is they are financially secure. 21, they are loyal, very loyal. We want loyal people in our lives. We want a person who understands what that means to be committed to one person. They don't find themselves running around, always cheating on somebody, and then as soon as you cheat on them, they're ready to beat your butt. But they can cheat all day. See, but you don't have that authority to go and beat their butt. I'm talking about women today. And so, you got to figure out, ladies and gentlemen, what you are saying. You love this person, they love you, and even live in, so y'all think y'all really know that person. You really don't. Trust me on that. You may think you know that person. You may see dribbles of some of their personality, but they're not going to let you have all of it. And so once they commit, haven't you seen that person? Once they commit to you, they act like the devil is in them. And I've had people tell me that. It was like, I live with him. I have relatives. They live with a person for almost 20-some years. And as soon as they got married, the person wanted to divorce them. Now you tell me, what logic is that? How do you live if you all think living together is the key to really finding out what you're getting into? It's not. Trust me, it's not. And so you have to be led by God's Spirit. Let Him teach you what it is to be a good person yourself. And then you will attract into your life what you want to receive. And I just believe that if we will put more emphasis on what God wants for you, then we will have what we want. In Luke 12:31 it says here, but rather seek ye the kingdom of God, and all these things shall be what? Added unto you. He doesn't want us to be unhappy. He doesn't want us to be in relationships that are not going well. He wants you to have the abundant life. He's not out to get us. He's here to make things better for us. All we have to do is what? Have an ear to hear. And when you have that ear to hear, you're more willing to become more submitted to the Spirit of Christ. And so, but if you have not even given your life to God, you may not understand everything I'm saying. But those of you who do know what I'm talking about, you have to check yourself and find out where is your relationship with God. And then when you realize that maybe I need to spend more time by myself with God, get into the Bible, begin to read scriptures that's going to help you develop as a Christian. And I just believe that is so important, people. It really is. Okay, 22 is they have integrity. You want someone who has integrity. We understand that we all fall short of the glory of God, but we don't have to stay there. We can get up and begin to ask God to develop us, to make us better in Him. Because in yourself, who are you in yourself? You need help. But in God, and through His Word, He will begin to teach you how to become that better person with integrity. 23 is they are very understanding. Oh my. Isn't it great to be around people who they don't always judge, but they are understanding. They know how to, when they see division beginning to start, they'll come in with peace and say, no, well, maybe let's think about, maybe they didn't think of it this way. Maybe they really wasn't trying to come at you in that way. They're always trying to be the peacemaker because they're very understanding. You have to see what type of temperament that this person has that you are in a relationship in. And when you're dating, it's never too late to call it off. But it's too late once you get married. Because now you gotta go through divorce or attorneys. I mean, it's gonna cost you something to get out of it. That's why this is the time. It's free. You have all this time right now to get it together. 24 is they believe in being committed to one person, not an abundance of people, but one person. And so if you're looking to make a commitment to one person that's going to lead to marriage, this is what you should be looking for. A person who's committed. They're committed to one person, and they take their vows. And when they take those vows, they're serious about making that commitment just to you. And you won't find it out until you spend time with them. And I'm sorry, people, I don't believe you know a person in 3 months. I don't, not even 6 months. I say it takes at least 1 year. You need to see them through all the seasons. That's right. And I believe then you'll get a pretty good picture about what you are getting yourself into. Of course, if you go longer, that's even better. But I don't believe in all these long courtships, though. I just don't believe it takes 5 years, 10 years to figure out if you want that person. No, it doesn't. At least that's how I feel. So, I mean, people can do whatever you want. I'm just here to give you some words, some encouragement, just some advice, and maybe that as a coach, that I'm giving you some things that will help you have better relationships, so you won't feel like, oh, no one told me. I remember a friend of mine, he told me that he would not have married his wife if someone had told him. I'm sorry, that if he had spent more time with her, and if someone had spoken into his life. And so that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to speak into your life and give you some examples and help you understand what to look for in an individual. And so hopefully I'm hoping that you are gaining something that's going to make your relationship even better. Not hinder it, but make it better. 25 is they are truthful and not a liar. Oh man, liars won't enter the kingdom of God. I don't think people understand it. And we think we just going about our busy ways, doing what we want and everything, lying. Don't want to be with a liar, because they're going to come back. As soon as they come back, they're going to come back with more lies, just lies after lies after lies. And after a while, you're going to say, man, woo. I mean, in those stories, they start getting good. You start almost believing in yourself. And so, no, you don't want to be with a liar. And 26, they are very romantic. Isn't it great to be with a person who's romantic, who understands the gift of giving himself to a person and bring you flowers, or you do nice things for him, you may take him to a ball game, because men like sports. You're doing things to keep the relationship going. Well, I have some more for you. I'm going to go to a commercial break, and we're going to come right back, because we want you to understand what it feels like to be beaten down and discarded, but then how it feels to be uplifted. Well, we'll be right back.
Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back as we deal with more heart-to-heart issues. This is the Queen of Relationships on the Michelle Hughes Show, where we keep it real. Stay with us on the Michelle Hughes Show. Singles, sex, men and women issues. Come join the conversation on the Michelle Hughes Show. Are you satisfied, happy, or miserable? Are you looking for love in all the wrong places? Well, tune in daily and join our controversial topics. She's the Queen of Relationships on the Michelle Hughes Show. She keeps it real. Don't miss a show with Michelle Hughes.
That's right, you don't want to miss a show. I want you to go and tell a friend about the Michelle Hughes Show. Let them know we're here every day, Monday through Friday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Well, let's get right back into having a great relationship and understanding how it feels like when you're in a relationship where you're not being taken care of, you're not being nurtured, or they're just not loving you in the way that you should be loved. And so I just believe in finding the right partner. You will want to choose a person who will love you for who you are as an individual. You want to avoid attracting into your life the spirit of Judas. If you remember in the Bible, Judas betrayed Jesus. It is important that you stay away from people who have a need to belittle or just put you down to make themselves feel great. You do not want to fall in love with a person who feels insecure with who they are as a person. People who feel unloved or do not know how to love will always make you fight for their love and affection. They don't have any idea how to give love without placing conditions on you to measure up to what they understand love to mean. This is a no-win, you-lose situation. You will always have to prove you are worthy of their love. Make it a point, people, to attract into your life people who are moving through positive transitions in their life. People who are not happy with their life will eventually make you miserable, especially if you know who you are and you know where you are going in life. Remember this, people. Like minds attract into their life like-minded people. And I read from my book, that was on page 149. And I just believe that when you are with someone who understands what it is to not beat you down, but they can give positive just words to you and loving words to you. Of course, you're always going to go through situations, but I'm talking about being with someone who's just downright vicious, doesn't understand what it means to really be in a relationship that's fulfilling. And you want to avoid that with all costs. You don't want to end up in a relationship with a person who doesn't understand how to give. Well, I'm going to read to you. I received an email, and I just want to tell you what this person, she wrote to me. And she says, "Hello, Michelle. I want to thank you for talking about domestic abuse. I am being abused by my live-in boyfriend, and I'm afraid to leave him because he has threatened to kill me. Help, Tasha." Now, that's not good at all. That's not good at all. It's like, it's almost like somebody just, like that horn you just heard. It never goes away. And you don't even know how to deal with that person because you don't know when they're going to come in and hit you for whatever reason or make you feel just so unworthy of their love. I'm going to read you a parable from God where he spoke in Luke 12:47 and 48, verses 47 and 48. And it says here, "And the servant which know his Lord's will, and prepare not himself, neither did according to his will, shall be beaten with many stripes. But he that knew not, and did commit things worthy of stripes, shall be beaten with few stripes. For unto whomsoever much is given, of him shall be much required. And to whom men have committed much of him, they will ask the more." And basically what they're saying here, the parable, is basically saying, when you know to do right and you don't, you're going to be beaten more. Okay? That's what's going to happen in the judgment seat when you find yourself in hell and not in heaven. Because you knew to do right, but you chose to do wrong. And so we think a lot of times we're getting away with stuff, beating up somebody, lying on people. We think that stuff is not being written down. God's writing all that down. You ain't getting away with nothing. I'm not trying to make nobody be scared. But what I'm trying to say, we better wake up. We're living in the last days. I don't know if anybody knows end time prophecy. Should understand, when you look at the weather, what's happening in the world, Israel, Russia, When you hear Iran, Iraq, when you see all those things happening, yay, this is not the time to be playing with God. This is the time to get up and begin to say, I'm going to live for God. I'm going to take this thing seriously. I'm not going to be playing just to keep in good with friends and, trying to make a name for yourself. I mean, that name's not going to mean anything on the judge when God comes back. But the church, that's right. And so, people, we got to get it together. And if we, down here on this earth, still can't get it together with one another, doesn't have a clue on how to love, something's wrong with that picture. Something's very wrong. But in my book on page 188, and I'm reading from Getting Secrets Out, Living the Pain of Conditional Love, listen, you need to get that book because it's the things that's going to help you to improve your life. I have a workbook in this book also. And I'm reading from page 188, workbook 3, and it's giving me 12 principles to a successful marriage relationship. And so we're preparing you singles for a better relationship, how to have better relationships, so that you can end up getting married. But if you don't understand what to do or what to look for in an individual, it's going to make it hard trying to really find a good partner. One is honoring God, Jesus, and the Holy Spirit. 2 is salvation, having a relationship with Jesus. 3 is good listening skills. 4 is communicating effectively. 5 is dealing with issues, managing daily chores. 6 is embracing love and friendship. 7 is forgiving, openness and honesty.